How's it going, Rams? Happy to be here tonight. I'm Hunter Strand.
Always a pleasure joining you on Desk, Hunter. I'm Lucas Williams. Here's what we got on tap for you guys tonight.
Colorado State football remains defeated as they take their third loss in a row against UNLV.
Men's basketball continues their winning streak momentum in Moby Arena with a victory over Omaha Sunday evening.
While women's volleyball falls to Utah State while on the road.
All of that and more right here on CTV Sports, which starts right now.
Colorado State football hit another tough stretch this weekend, falling to UNLV 42-10 in canvas. The Rams came out firing, putting together a strong opening drive. Quarterback Jackson Brousseau capped up a 75-yard march with a touchdown to Rocky Beers. And a field goal from Isaiah Hawkins gave CSU an early 10-7 lead. But from there, the offense went quiet. The Rams managed just 2 first downs in the second half and converted only 1 of 13 third downs all night. Running back Jalen Debris led the team with 56 rushing yards, but the offense couldn't find its rhythm after that fast start. Head coach Tyson Summers took responsibility for a risky 4th down call that shifted momentum to UNLV, as the Rebels took control and never looked back. The turnover on downs set up a short field for the Rebels, who quickly turned it into points and seized complete control of the game. Defensively, the Rams started strong, with an early interception from Jace Bella, but UNLV's offense took over from there. The Rebels piled up 571 total yards, including 320 yards on the ground, the most CSU allowed this season. Running back Jaden Thomas broke off 2 long rushing touchdowns, and quarterback Jackson Colandrea added 4 scores on his own through the air and the ground. Special teams had some bright spots, including strong punting from Brian Hansen, who averaged 45 yards per attempt, and pinned 2 inside the 20. Javon Kinyard added a 22-yard punt return, but a missed field goal and a bad snap on another attempt cost the Rams crucial points. With just 3 games left, Colorado State is looking to regroup and finish strong. Summers says the team's focus is staying together, improving each week, and finding that complete 4-quarter performance they've been chasing all season long. The Rams now sit at 2-7 with 2 straight road games ahead. They'll try to find rhythm, play a full 60 minutes, and close out the year on a strong note as they continue building for the future.
The Colorado State volleyball road trip didn't go quite the way the Rams hoped. Coming off a 6-game win streak, the Rams would take on 2 tough conference matchups this past weekend, first in Logan, Utah, and then in Boise, Idaho. Last Thursday, the Rams would come up short against Utah State, losing 3-1. Utah State would open up with a dominant 25-15 win in set number 1. The Rams would respond in winning set 2, 25-19. Then Utah State would take sets 3 and 4 in close fashion, winning set 3 in extra points, 28-26, and taking set 4, 25-22. Maria Brune would lead the Rams in kills with 14, Kikua Richards right behind her with 13, and Eve Wilson as well with 12 kills on the night. Utah State remains undefeated, currently sitting at 13-0 in Mountain West Conference play, and they are first in the conference standings. Coming off the loss in Logan, the Rams would look to rebuttal, making their way up to Boise, Idaho Saturday, where they would face off against the Boise State Broncos. The Rams would drop set 1, 25-22, then tied it up, taking set 2, 25-19. But in similar fashion to the Utah State game, Colorado State would narrowly lose sets 3 and 4, and Boise State would ultimately walk away with a 3-1 W. Freshman Hallie Jamison caught fire for the Rams, tallying up 19 kills. Maria Brune and Eve Wilson racked up 13 kills each, and Kikua Richards did her part with 6 blocks on the day. Colorado State remains in second place in the Mountain West, now sitting at a 10-3 record. Wyoming is 1 game behind them at a 9-4 record, and as I previously mentioned, Utah State controls their own destiny, sitting atop the conference at a 13-0 record. Only 4 regular season volleyball games remain before the Mountain West tournament kicks off November 26th in Las Vegas. The Rams will look to get back on track this Thursday when they take on the San Diego State Aztecs at 7 p.m. in Moby Arena.
Colorado State's men's basketball is off to a strong start under first-year head coach Ali Furmakmanish. And sophomore forward Ktle Jorgensen is quickly becoming one of the big stories early in the season. After setting a career high with 15 points in the season opener against Incarnate Word, Jorgensen raised the bar even higher Sunday night with a dominant 25.9 rebound performance in a 97-64 win over Omaha. Jorgensen was efficient and confident all night, scoring 25 points on just 12 shot attempts. He went 8 of 12 from the floor, knocked down 2 threes, and hit 7 of 8 free throws. 3 of his rebounds came on the offensive glass, helping CSU out-rebound the Mavericks 43-21. The sophomore has stepped up in a big way while starting in place of injured big man Rashawn Memba. He said his offseason focus on strength, physicality, and confidence has made all the difference. CSU's coaching staff has taken notice too, pointing to Jorgensen's work ethic, daily consistency, and willingness to do the little things as the foundation of his breakout start. He's quickly established himself as a reliable inside presence who plays with control and team-first energy. The Rams led by 10 at half and pulled away in the second behind a balanced attack. 4 players finished in double figures, including Josh Pasquarel with 15, Kerry Booth with 13, and Augustine Kudulas off the bench with 13 more. Booth also posted a double-double with 11 rebounds. Colorado State's depth continues to be the strength. 10 players saw the floor and 8 logged at least 15 minutes. That depth has created energy, competition, and trust throughout the lineup, with every player ready when their number is called. The Rams have emphasized unselfish play early in the season, moving the ball, trusting the system, and letting the game flow to whoever has the hot hand. Against Omaha, it was Jorgensen's turn, and he made the most of it. Colorado State is now 2-0, and the Farmakmanish group will look to keep the momentum rolling as they return to Moby Arena to face Cal Poly on Wednesday night.
CSU's swim and dive team would go on a road trip over the weekend. First up to Pullman, Washington last Friday, where they would take on the Washington State Cougars, and then over to Moscow, Idaho Saturday, where they would face off against the Idaho Vandals. It was a tough night for Colorado State while they were in Pullman, Washington. Washington State dominated the duel, winning 12 of the 14 events and topping the Rams by a final score of 195-66. The only 2 events that CSU won would come from junior Tess Winery, who swept both backstroke events. She would finish the 100-yard backstroke with a time of 53.47 seconds. The Rams would have no choice but to flush the matchup versus Washington State, as they had to head to Moscow, Idaho, to take on the Idaho Vandals the very next day. The Rams were tasked with an extremely quick turnaround. Their meet with Washington State on Friday started at 5 p.m., and then they had to travel to Idaho the very next day at 11:30 a.m. Coming off very little rest, looking for a rebound win, the Rams would do exactly that, edging out the Vandals 125-112. The Rams trailed early, but turned it around mid-meet by winning 4 straight races. That stretch swung the momentum in their favor. Tess Winery once again led a standout performance, winning the 100-yard backstroke in 52.97 seconds, and that was good for 3rd best all-time in Colorado State history. Colorado State freshman Evie Munns picked up her first collegiate victory in the 100-yard butterfly with a time of 55.04 seconds. The divers would compete against Idaho Friday night, while the Colorado State swimmers were in Pullman. Diver Maggie DeScipio and Riley Lee both posted NCAA zone qualifying scores. It is the 3rd consecutive season for the senior DeScipio, but the first time making the cut for sophomore Riley Lee. Both finished second with DeScipio scoring a 271.05 on the 1-meter dive and Lee scoring a 282.98 on the 3-meter dive. It was a well-timed rebound for the Rams after a difficult first night in Pullman. They answered with a gritty win and restored momentum. Colorado State will start preparation for the Phil Hansel Invitational, which takes place November 19th through the 21st in Houston.
Winning isn't the only measure of success, but if you're looking for signs of a team finding its identity, look no further than the 73-34 domination. The Rams were in total control from the opening tip. And by halftime, the score read a staggering 35-9. Even with a slow start from beyond the arc, with just 4 of 20 from 3, CSU showed they don't need one streaky shooter to carry them. This team plays smart, plays hard, and plays together. Coach Ryan Williams has made it clear. It's not about the opponent. It's not about the game. Every play, every possession is an opportunity to raise the bar, and the Rams responded like true champions. Transfer Lexus Bargesser led the charge, scoring 11 first-half points and grabbing 5 rebounds. She was brought for experience, energy, and a presence that lifts everyone around her. Senior Hannah Ronsek put 10 on the board, while young talent Brooke Carlson and Chloe Frob combined for 10 more, showing the Rams have a bench that can score, defend, and control the floor. And let's talk defense, because Colorado State dominated. The Rams pulled down 46 rebounds, including 12 offensive boards, turning second chance opportunities into 14 points. Long Beach never got any rhythm, never got comfortable, and never felt like they could take control. It was CSU at their best, physically, focused, and relentless. Senior Madeline Bragg was a force inside, adding 10 points and helping control the paint. Following her 12-point game against Weber State, everyone contributed, everyone played hard, and the Rams proved that they are more than just a starting five. This team is deep, versatile, and ready for any challenge. But this game wasn't just about the numbers. It was about experience, growth, and getting comfortable on the big stage. Younger players got minutes, touched the ball, and learned the flow of the game in the electric atmosphere of Moby Arena. This is how champions are built, by taking small steps, learning, and improving game by game. Now the focus shifts to the league ahead. The Rams know tougher tests are coming, and Gonzaga awaits. But one thing is certain, Colorado State is playing with confidence, with energy, and with the kind of team chemistry that makes it fun to watch. This is the Rams team on the rise, and Sunday was just another chapter in their story.
Colorado State's tennis team would travel to San Diego this past weekend, where they competed in the San Diego State Classic and would wrap up their fall season. On Friday, day 1 of 3 of the San Diego State Classic, the Rams would come out the gates strong, picking up multiple wins in both singles and doubles. Layla Tausen posted a hard-fought singles win 7-5 and 6-3 over St. Mary's Elif Gunal. In doubles, the freshman pair of Layla Tausen and Stella Morgan-Simpson dominated a North Carolina Central duo 6-0. More singles success came from freshman Dylan Vokes and sophomore Diana Lazarzo. Vokes would take down Stanford's Emma Sun, and Lazarzo would defeat Missouri's Michelle Kleinerman. On day two of the team contributed and found bright spots. In singles play, Hannah Haber defeated Sophie Stanton of St. Mary's 7-6 and 6-3. In doubles, the duo of Sorcha Caves and Diana Lazarzo defeated Alejandra Hindelago and Marina Zanatelli from North Carolina Central 6-3 and 6-0. Head coach Mylin Tran emphasized that the fall is all about growth and preparation, saying they've really got to embrace the idea of getting better each day. Competing against the strong teams like this is exactly what helps us prepare for the spring season. On the final day, the Rams closed out the tournament, reflecting on all the progress in the fall and looking forward to the spring. The highlights of the day in singles included Stella Morgan-Simpson defeating St. Mary's Sophie Stanton in 2 sets, both games finishing with a score of 6-1. Hannah Haber also found success in a win over Gabriela Meje Arenas from North Carolina Central, 7-5 and 6-2. Diana Lazarzo battled through a tough 3-set match against Missouri's Mary Brumfield before falling. Sorcha Caves would round out singles action against St. Mary's Sofa Diari, falling 6-2 and 6-4. That would mark the end of the Rams' 2025 fall season. They walked away with several strong individual and double wins against competitive programs. The Rams will turn their attention to preparing for the dual match play in the spring, which will begin in January.
This past weekend, members of Northern Colorado competed in the Battle for the Fort, a regional bouldering competition. Bouldering is a form of rock climbing that is performed on small rock formations or artificial rock walls without the use of ropes or a harness. The Colorado State Premier Bouldering Competition is open to all competitors of all skill levels. From beginners to the pro level, athletes with the winner clinching a $10K cash prize. On the women's side, Anna Kelly took first place overall. Colin Duffy finished first in the men's finals. The Battle for the Fort happens annually. For more information, contact Ascent Climbing Studio. Don't go anywhere yet, Ram fans. After the break, feature reporter Gideon will introduce a profile of one of Colorado's top high school football talents.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Welcome back from the break, Ram fans. Now, while CSU's football team is having one of the seasons of all time, some local teams are powering to the top of Colorado's high school standings. One of them, Windsor High School, is led partially by a player who is truly larger than life.
From the moment he was born, everyone in Deacon Schmitt's life knew that he would be physically gifted.
When I coached him when he was little, like in Pee Wee League and everything, he just excelled. He was just noticeably better than most of the other players.
And he certainly stands out from the crowd. For reference, I stand at 5'10", 220 pounds.
But what makes Deacon special isn't just his size, it's how he carries himself off the field.
I sent a big text message out. One of our janitors needed to move from one place to the next, and I found out like at 4 o'clock. And these guys showed up at 6. And he's one of the first guys there every time. He genuinely wants to do it. He's got a really big heart.
A key part of what makes Deacon Deacon is his emotional regulation.
I'm a completely different person on and off the field. On the field, I know I can be kind of a nasty kind of guy, but you got to have that switch when you're in a position like me. I try to be the nicest guy I can be off the field.
I know he plays physical out there and people think he's mean, but he is really a guy I'd love to have be my neighbor one day.
With a GPA north of 4.0, Deacon has always done more than what he has to.
He's just dedicated all-around kid. He just wants to be the best he can be at everything he does. If he wasn't good at something, he just practiced until he was good at something.
And after every play, you can see him helping up whoever he just pushed into the dirt.
Until you get to know him or talk to him, he looks like a big old brute, but he's really a kind-hearted person. He'd do anything for anybody.
My parents influencing me and raising me the right way. Always to be the most respectful you can be and always bring somebody up if you can.
And having earned a scholarship at the University of Oklahoma, Deacon is treasuring every second he has before his next chapter.
I always want to be the guy that my teammates can lean on for anything, whether it's an on-the-field question, off-the-field question, anything like that. You're only as good as tonight's game.
Before he goes to OU, Deacon and the rest of the Wizards will be hosting the Severance Silver Knights at Windsor High School on Saturday, November 15th at 1 p.m. in the first round of the 3A playoffs, where the Wizards hold the #1 seed. After the break, Hunter, Lucas, and I will be discussing some of the top athletic events of this coming week in Pick Ems.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Well, welcome back from the break, Rams. It's time for Pick Ems. All right, game 1, CSU Football is heading down to Albuquerque to take on the New Mexico Lobos Saturday. Gideon, let's start with you.
All right, so here's the thing. I know I just said it myself. The Rams are having one of the seasons of all time, but I'm going to go with the Rams here. Rams haven't lost to New Mexico since I was 4 years old back in 2009. But when it comes to players, particularly, I like Lamondre Joe. He's not just a good DB, he's also our sack leader. And I trust him to put pressure on New Mexico's quarterback, Jack Lane, and hopefully get someone like Jace Bella involved, get some picks.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. That graphic must be wrong because I don't know when I picked CSU, but apparently I did. CSU, I'm just kidding. I did pick CSU. Like Gideon said, they haven't beat us since 2009. For some reason, they love to beat New Mexico. They're 2-touchdown underdogs, but I still think they can somehow pull it out, but it's definitely going to be tough, and it's an underdog story for sure.
I will say I appreciate your boys' hearts. I mean, you're showing your loyalty. I appreciate it, but like you said, New Mexico is 2-touchdown favorites. This offense has just looked absolutely miserable. They just lost by 32 points to UNLV. Yeah. New Mexico's coming off a bye, and the previous week they beat UNLV. So transitive property, give me UNM. Yeah. All right, game 2, we got the Broncos taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. Gideon, let's hear it.
All right, well, yet again here, I'm going with the Broncos, and my thing is we have Nick Bonito, and that is most of what I have to say, because the Chiefs, they haven't really looked like themselves very much this season, and really, when it comes down to it, defense wins championships, defense wins you these tough games, and the Broncos, they've been hungry. people have been doubting them for the past few weeks of the season, calling them fourth quarter merchants. Well, I think that this is the week that Bo nixes those arguments, and I am going to go Broncos here.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Chiefs. I think the Broncos are the worst 8-2 team of all time. This team is a fourth quarter merchant. You just saw them almost lose to the Raiders. It was 10-7, ugly game. Kansas City, they're the reason they've made the Super Bowl the past 3 years. They're looking to go for a fourth time. I just don't see. They own the Broncos, and they own this AFC West. I'm just going to take the Chiefs in this one easily for me.
Yeah, Hunter, we're on that same time, and I'm going Chiefs, no doubt about it. I mean, the Broncos, they're a fun story. Fourth quarter merchant, like Gideon said. I guess it's fun, but I mean, you just don't bet on that for games. They got Patrick Mahomes. I mean, it's just as simple as that.
You can't bet against Mahomes, and like I said, the Broncos, they just win these games in the fourth quarter. The Chiefs, they're going to blow them out, I think. They'll beat them by 20+.
Okay. Yeah. All right, and then game 3, we got DU versus CC hockey. Gideon, let's hear it. I know you're the expert on this one.
Yeah, the expert hockey fan here.
Well, okay, so I will fully admit I am a contrarian in this case. So you can see I'm the only one who picked CC, but for good reason. Now, my papa used to take me to these CC games with my dad back in the day. And some pictures should be popping up on screen now.
Aww.
The last time that CC made the playoffs before 2 years ago was just a couple of months after he died in 2011. But this new coach, Chris Maiotti, has reinstilled that winning culture. They have a keeper in Caden Barreco, who's only allowing 2.39 goals per game against 3.3 goals that the Tigers are scoring. I think this is the season that the Tigers turn it around on the Pioneers and reinstill some fear in the national hockey mindset.
Do you have a stat for us last time DU has lost to CC?
They lost just last year.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to pick DU in this one. I think this has been one of the best hockey teams ever, best team in Colorado besides the Avs, I think. And they've dominated the NCAA the past 5 years, so I'm going to go with DU in this one.
Yeah, you know what, Hunter? I like Gideon's story, but give me DU. That's known as Hockey U, so DU for the win.
Yeah, I actually am surprised they beat them last year because I thought DU was just dominant like that, but maybe they'll pull off the upset.
Well, they won 1-3 against them last year, so we'll see how they go.
1-3, all right.
But that is all we have got for you tonight, Ram fans. Make sure to tune again this time next week for more CTV Sports.